All right, I'm here with Jim Pfeiffer, the owner of Run Winery. Jim, tell us about the history of Turtle Run. How did it get its start?
It got started basically in college. I studied some winemaking in college and got hooked on it. And I thought it'd be a lot of fun to do this. And so I opened up to the entire United States as to where to grow grapes. I happen to be from this area, but that wasn't the main factor of coming here.
Yeah.
I love the soils right here in southern Indiana. These are pure limestone-based soils. They drain well. The nutrient levels are correct for growing grapes. We have a little problem with some weather sometimes, but aside from that, that's why we came here.
And how long have you been in business?
21 years.
21 years. Fantastic. So Jim, tell us the name Turtle Run Winery. How did Turtle Run come about?
The second time I was looking at the property to see if it was suitable for growing grapes, there was a very large snapping turtle crossing the driveway. And at the time, there was a pond in our woods. We used to have a pond out front, and our neighbors had a pond. And then I think 2005 we had an earthquake, and well, there go the ponds, except for one. And so turtles, if you have ponds out with a lot of sun, and they're in close proximity, they're just going to go from pond to pond to pond to pond to pond. And so there's a very large snapping turtle crossing the driveway. Second time I looked at the property.
Inspiration comes from unknown places, right?
Correct.
So that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
What are some of the different events throughout the year that go on here? And tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, we have the longest continuous concert series at wineries that we know of in the Midwest. And they occur on Sunday afternoons. It's really awesome. We have great bands. Our concerts are free. Just come, enjoy. So lots of wines available. We also will use our grills for fundraising. So various organizations, including my high school swim team, Providence High School swim team, will grill, sell foods, and so we fundraise for a number of different organizations selling food.
Great, great.
I personally don't drink wine a lot. Not sure how it's made or what the process is. Could you tell me a little bit about what goes into it?
Sure. Well, there's a lot of different ways as far as making wines. We make ours in the really pure European way. We don't add any sugar to our wines. There's no back-added juice. There's no fining agents, no added tannins, no liquid oak. Basically, our wines, we build them so that you should be able to enjoy them and not feel any effects of them the next day.
Jim, there's a lot of different businesses that someone can operate in this world. Why did you choose a winery?
Well, a number of reasons. One of them was the science.
Yep.
It's a very scientific business. I love that it's creative. You're creating wines. I love it that every growing year is different, so you got to think on your feet all the time. Nothing is static in this business, and it just beats the heck out of corporate America. That's the main reason.
And so you have a background in nutrition, is that right?
I do.
Where did you get that background from?
Simple studying. I was in athletics all my life, and through some different reasons, I was forced into nutrition protocol programs, things like that. And just over time, that became a passion. I knew that how I fueled myself would affect how my performances were, not only in winemaking in this, but in athletic endeavors as well. So it's a very strong background. I've been constantly studying it. One of the things that I make sure that I keep my body extremely healthy at all times. I make sure no pharmaceuticals get into my body, and just live a great life that way. So it's just a very strong background in it, and that parlays into our winemaking, because I want to make sure that the products that we produce are, for instance, like our sweet wines, we believe they're the lowest calorie sweet wines anywhere in the world. We want our wines to just be the healthiest product that we can possibly make that will not cause any disruptions to the human body.
Okay, so a healthy spin on wine.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love it. Very good.
Prepare a plate of food, and and cook you the best T-bone steak you could ever want. And put next to it over steamed broccoli with that artificial orange cheese stuff on it, okay? Which one are you gonna take a bite of first? Probably the steak. So think of the steak as glucose. Think of the nasty over steamed broccoli with the artificial cheese stuff as fructose. So you're gonna go after the glucose first, the steak first. And so yeast do that too. They always ferment glucose before fructose when giving those two sugars in solution. Now, if there happens to be any sucrose, sucrose is actually just bound glucose and fructose. Through the acidification of the juice and going into wine and the yeast, they will separate those molecules apart and then ferment out the glucose before the fructose every single time. Glucose has 4 calories per gram, fructose has 3, so yeast get more bang for the buck by fermenting glucose first. And glucose is the sugar that causes us overconsumption of glucose causes more bodily injuries than fructose.
Yeah.
And also fructose, we're looking at 25% less calories just on a per gram basis, but it's also 2.2 times sweeter than glucose. So the amount of fructose you need in solution to have a nice sweet wine is far less than sucrose or glucose. And so it just makes a lot of sense doing it the way we do it.
All right. So Jim, I understand today is bottling day.
It is.
You said that weather dependent.
Yes.
That you picked Tuesday because it's going to rain outside, right?
It's going to rain,
So you can't be in the vineyard. You got to be you got to be bottling. So we're bottling, and you're doing this stainless steel vat back here.
I am.
Right. So tell us what has to happen for that wine to get into the bottle.
Okay, great question. What we're doing, the wine is perfectly fine in the tank. But one of the things I'll do is I will filter the wine again, just a real loose filtration in case there just happen to be some sort of particulate, either sediment from the wine or something. So we're going to filter. It's going to go from the tank through the filter into our bottling line right here.
Okay.
And then we'll bottle. So we tend to bottle about a case a minute. So that's
A case is how many bottles?
12 bottles.
12 bottles a minute.
12 bottles.
And it goes to the corker.
Corker right there.
And then to the labeler. We're
pre-labeling, and then we have our heat shrink up encapsulator right over there. So we'll go back through and get any that we don't get labeled or capsule. We'll worry about that later.
Okay.
Main thing is get that wine in the bottle, get it corked, and then we can get back to all that.
They can bottle it faster than you can drink it. 12 bottles a minute.
That's right.
All right.
Bottle it faster than you
Very
can drink
good.
it. And so you have to hot rinse, cold rinse them, and then we pumped out as much water as we can using our carbon dioxide tank. Plus, that got rid of all the air too, so we would do that anyways.
Yeah.
So we don't want air in our wine. We want to keep it as air-free as possible. So, like all the lines have been filled with carbon dioxide, everything's filled with carbon dioxide. So basically, I'm just going to set that. Then I'm going to jettison some off to a tank back in the corner over here for blending of another wine that we've got to do, and then we'll be bottling.
Okay.
What I'm doing now is I'm filling the chamber a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to cut it. It's quirky. This thing is. Carbon dioxide is great for the lungs. So, priming them. Don't worry, I'm not kidding the bottle.
You know, like when you're trying to get some kind of hose, you know, get going.
Oh, if I had to do that, I'd do that.
First
I was gonna say, that's what
CO2,
they say.
I'd be like, here we go.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're good. I'm good. It gets a little cantankerous right off the bat. Yeah, it's already acting up. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
I got it.
That's right, you get the seed. Are there any tails in here?
It'll settle in. That's why I have the filter in line.
When you get a chance.
What? Normally it'll set. It'll stop doing that nonsense.
Yeah.
Not ready to have to be able to adjust the gun. Doing really well with it. I'm lifting those top, so that little bit of carbon dioxide up there is not allowing the molecule to heat it up. The wine in the tank is already pre-filtered. It's ready to go. There's
Okay.
no problem. But I'm stepping it through filters.
With Debbie. She does not want to be on camera, but she's going to be the star today, whether she likes it or not. So I am a dry red drinker, and June here is...
I have the sweeter wine.
So we have a perfect mix of both. So Debbie, can you tell me about what one I'm drinking that I can't pronounce?
It's called the Moverde. It's one of the new red dries that we have. It's a very complex blend of several grapes. I gave you my personal favorite, the Guys, which is a blend between a German grape and a little bit of Riesling.
I like that.
And all the grapes are grown here.
Pretty good.
We grow 11 different varieties of grapes
Okay.
here. 11 different varieties.
All right, ready? Cheers.
Cheers. That is very tasty, very sweet, but no sugars, right? So that's what's really amazing about this, is it tastes like it has everything some of the others do. But
I am not a wine connoisseur. I'm supposed to be able to like swirl it and tell you all the different things that I taste. I can just tell you it tastes good.
Debbie recommended Robin's Revenge. That's her favorite. So we're going to definitely taste that next. And here we go. I like that better than my first one. So thank you for that recommendation. Very good. I'd recommend that to anybody.
All right, and Debbie, tell us the story behind the name of Robin's Revenge. You kind of had a funny story about that.
Yeah.
Well, 3 of the wines are named after their children, and Robin's Revenge, I just assumed it was a grandma, great aunt, or somebody in the family, and I found out it was named after the birds. The grapes were ripe and ready for harvest, and the birds were getting ready to take care of them, so they went out there and harvested, and thus came Robin's Revenge. And we actually have 2 different varieties because the weather affects the grapes, which I'm sure Jim explained to you. But so this is one harvest, and it's a lighter, not as sweet. And this is a different harvest, and he left the skins on and changed the color of it, and it's a lot sweeter. And it all had to do with the weather and the way the grapes.
And which one did you try? That one or that one?
I had the red one.
This one, the
Okay.
sweeter.
Yes,
sweet.
the sweeter.
Okay, so this one is Terrapin Red. And what can you tell me about Terrapin Red?
It is a new wine that he blended about, I want to say 4 or 5 different grape varieties to get to this one.
Okay, is it drier or sweeter or
Drier.
than the other one? Okay. Oh, I really like that one. That one is good. So both of them that I had, absolutely like no bitter aftertaste whatsoever. So very smooth, very easy to drink. I like that a lot. That was really good.
So this is my third one, and I liked all of them, but this one I like because of the name. It's called Slip My Mind. So definitely another sweet wine, and love the name. So let's see. Love that too. A couple of these glasses, definitely gonna, things haven't slipped
Okay,
my
so out
mind.
of the 3, which did you like the
So
best?
out of the 3, I definitely like Slip My Mind.
All right. Okay, so I have one of the small batches, which Jim makes every year. So this is number
63.
63, and it's named after his son, not to be confused with the birds and the other one. Okay, so Max's small batch, number 63. Wow, that is really full of flavor. Lots of flavor in that one. I don't have anything else to add.